my mom and my dad. Our whole family is more on the larger side. And I just seemed to just gain weight. And I became what they call obese. In 1998, I was diagnosed with diabetes and put on pills. I also developed heart problems. I'm on high blood pressure pills. I also have depression and I'm on pills for that. I have rheumatoid arthritis and I can't remember all the diagnoses, but I was on lots of medicine. I thought I just would end up having a stroke or a heart attack and I would die. I did not feel good. I did not have energy. I had to sit all the time. The farthest I could walk was probably about 50 feet without being real extremely short of breath. Going upstairs or downstairs was very difficult. I had both my knees replaced in 2014 and I did pretty good for a while, but then my weight was at 306 pounds and at one point in time it was 315. And I went to the doctor and I realized that I had to do something. I had gone through a lifestyle center once before and I knew lots of the health principles and I started trying to practice them, but my ability to walk was very limited and I love to cook and so I was loving to eat. My sister ended up choosing that she would be willing to send me to Eden Valley and I went there and at first I could hardly walk, but they have a program for walking. The buildings are quite a distance apart and I once told Travis, I said, when you asked if I could walk around the block, I thought you meant around a block like my size in Berrien Springs, but I'm realizing you're talking more like city blocks because they are much bigger. And he just kind of laughed with me and enjoyed it. By the first weekend, I had two friends who came and they helped. My goal was to walk a mile. So over 3 hours, it took me walk a little, sit down, walk a little, sit down. I made it a mile. I was so excited, so then I knew I could do it. And so the program at Eden Valley starts you early in the morning. I would get up at 4:45 by my choice, so I could have my shower, worship, go walk, and then come back in when we started the lemon juice and then the have worship and stuff like that. And I learned that I really liked that. It was very invigorating. I loved being at Eden Valley. The first day we were there, it was wonderful food. We had lunch. And the next day we started juicing. And well, the juicing was cool. But when I got to my second week of juicing, that's when I actually started bringing my toxins out. My blood sugar started coming down. It had been up at 170s, 180s, and it started coming down, and so they started decreasing my medicine. And originally I was on 3 medicines. Blood sugar, though, started crashing while I was there. And I remember one night, it was during a juicing time, and Travis said, here, if your crashes during the night, this is what I want you to do. I want you to eat this half of the green apple. And I was like, but I'm juicing. And he says, your sugar's going low. You're going to have to use the half of green apple. And if it crashes again during the night, use the other half. Well, I only ended up having to do 1/2 of the apple, but it was very good. And I have to say that the juicing was probably the thing that helped my body change the direction it was going. And it wasn't where we just juiced for 14 days. That wasn't it. We just did 2. And it was good, healthy food. And I would see the food that they were going to juice for the day. I remember one day I was sitting, I'd walked over to the lifestyle center, and this gentleman was sitting in one of the go-karts, and he was with his wife, Lisa Ann, and he said to me, he says, well, you're going to walk up that mountain. And I said, only if God gives me new hips and a new back. And he said, no, you will be walking. And that was probably about my 4th or 5th day there. By the second Sunday that I was, no, the 3rd Sunday, it finished on a Thursday. The Sunday before that, I walked 1.5 miles myself. And that was before breakfast. And my whole view of myself changed. While I was there, about 1.5 weeks after I got there, my mother had emergency surgery. And the Lord had told me ahead of time something was going to happen to her, but I didn't know what. But I realized I felt so good by that time, I couldn't quit, because if I did, I would be killing myself. And I got my life back. I hadn't had that much energy. I couldn't do this much. It changed my perspective of where I was going. And by the end of it, I decided that my goal was in a year to come back and climb up the mountain that's behind the Lifestyle Center. I couldn't stand. I didn't do much. I mostly just was. And now I actually have a purpose. Now I actually have goals. Now I actually have reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. This dress that I'm wearing, my sister bought for me 5 years ago. It's hung in my closet. I've never been able to wear it. Today is the first day I've worn it. Originally I lost almost 60 pounds, but right now I'm at about 50 pounds that I've lost. Someone said to me, when you're climbing a mountain, do you say, oh, I went up 25 feet, but just focus on those 5 feet you went back down? Or do you focus on the 20 feet, you've already made it? And it changed my focus. And that's the big thing of what Eden Valley did, is it changed my focus. And it helped me to look at what things I was doing in my life that were making things not good for me. I am now off of my arthritis medicine. My blood pressure has been coming down so that some days I'm able to skip my blood pressure pill. My pulse has come way down. It had been up in the 80s and 90s. It's now sometimes in the 50s. I now have more energy. I now am able to do more. I did what Travis talked about, doing the gratitude book. I did that for quite some time, but I didn't keep it up. And one day I was at Sabbath school, and another lady who had been through the program with myself, there were 14 of us in the program at that time, and she said she'd been sending out thank you notes, and she'd noticed what a difference it had done for her and how she felt. And so I pick up my book and start writing in my gratitude book. And when I heard Travis speak today about doing the gratitude thing, I'm like, I have to be more faithful in this. I never filled out my evaluation of the program. I have it with me, and I am going to fill it out. But I don't care how much money it costs. You can't buy health. You can't buy the ability to believe in yourself again. You can't buy those things.